All right, chapter 7, the moon. This is the lecture to the first section. You can see here, I think this is Apollo 17, these last guys on the moon, and they are checking out one of these craters. Crater. Earth's moon, obviously, the Earth is our nearest neighbor in space. Once the frontier of direct human exploration, it still is. We haven't been to any other planet. We send probes and we've sent robots to other planets, Mars, Jupiter. We've sent robots to other planets, Mars. We've sent some to Venus, and of course some of the other moons. There's been a couple gone to Jupiter also, but anyway, the moon was born in a cataclysmic event into an original molten state. The moon is now a dead world. There's no plate tectonics, no volcanic activity, or no air on the moon. And in the moon's past, it's suffered from early impact barrages. It's suffered several times. It's been hit a lot by asteroids and meteors and a lot of different space debris. It's been hit quite a few times. And of course, it plays a major role on Earth in eclipses and in the tides. The moon is 1/4 the Earth's diameter. Its gravity is 1/6. And all of the astronauts that have been there all say that it is the most desolate, quiet. You cannot imagine the quiet and stillness of the moon. And if I believe correctly, this might be Gene Cernan's footprint, but that'll be there forever. That footprint from that astronaut will remain there forever because there's no air, there's no wind, there's nothing to destroy that footprint. It'll be there forever, which is kind of cool. The magnificent desolation. And again, you can see there's just nothing there. It's just, we'd call it regolith at this point, all right? Here are some mountain ranges. You can see some craters. And we'll talk about these individual characteristics of the surface of the moon here. All right, so there are the highlands. And when you look up with the naked eye, you go out, you look up at the moon, you can see dark spots and you see light spots. Well, the light spots are the highlands. The lighter areas are the highlands. The darker spots are Maria. Okay, highlands are bright, rugged areas composed mainly of anorthosite, a rock rich in calcium and aluminum, and it's pitted with craters. Maria is the large, smooth, dark areas surrounded by highlands and composed primarily of basalt, a congealed lava rich in iron, magnesium, and titanium. And if you had geology, you know more about basalt. You know basalt is from lava and magma. And this basalt is more dense, and that causes it to kind of drop down into lower areas. So the dark areas, again, are Maria, and the lighter colors are known as the highlands. Here's a couple of craters. Here's Tycho, another crater here. All right, very few appear to be volcanic. These craters, very few of them are volcanic. Most of them are from an impact. They have raised rims, sometimes with a rebound peak in the center. It's kind of like when a drop of water hits the surface of water. If you take a water drop and drop it into water, you'll see that little piece in the middle after the wave shows up, which would be right here. In the center, we have that little drop, that piece that shoots up off that drop of water in the center. And those are rebound peaks in the center. Here's another one right here. Here's one. So they do happen, rebound peaks. Craters are anywhere from a few centimeters across to more than 200 kilometers. And some of them appear fairly new, while others seem older. Rills are these little cracks or almost look like a riverbed. I'll say they're called rills and lunar canyons carved by either ancient lava flows or crustal cracking. Um, as the earth cools, and it happens sometimes when we're cooking hard-boiled eggs, it'll crack, and that's what we're thinking. As it went through the heating and cooling processes, it cracked, and that's most likely where the rills have come from. Perhaps at one time there were lava flows through here, but I'm more of the um, cooling and heating. These cracks come from. That's what I think is more logical to me. But I'm sure there's people that have studied it more than I have. So nearly all lunar surfaces or lunar features, craters, maria, and rays are the result of impacts by solid bodies early in the moon's history. A circular crater forms when a high velocity projectile disintegrates upon impact in a cloud of vaporized rock and fragments that blast a hole in the surface. And you can see here there's been a meteor or an asteroid or something that's hit here and caused this to cause this formation. In the Mare Orientale region, it appears that multiple very large bodies struck the surface. And here it is, we think multiple pieces hit here and caused this gigantic crater. The impact threw up huge craters and associated mountain chains, as well as produced multiple crater rings around the mare. So when this hit, pieces flew out, and when these pieces flew out of here from the impact, they caused some more smaller craters. As this Earth was pushed, and again, compacted up, it caused mountain ranges, right? So it is because of this, and I wish those of you that took geology know that at plate boundaries where they converge, we have mountains, and that's what's going on here. It's not a convergent plate boundary, but it's been deformed. It's been pushed out in the direction away from the impact, and that's caused these mountains to rise up. Radiometric dating places the resulting lava 1.2 billion years after the moon's formation. Now, it's talking about lava here. I don't know where that came from, other than what happens is when these big craters, when an object hits, the magma at one time that was inside the moon can, because of the cracks, can flow to the surface. And here we are right here. Here's how Maria is formed. You get a large body striking, and it penetrates and cracks the crust to where the magma in the mantle can fill this up. All right. And this doesn't happen instantly. This happens over a period of time. So the Maria formed early in the moon's history. A few large bodies strike the moon. The Lunar Prospector spacecraft found evidence that impacts allow lava to reach the surface at later times. So that lava is that basaltic material that causes these dark areas. All right, the Maria. And I believe that is it for the first section. We will go on tomorrow. Structure of the moon.